Good evening everybody. Tonight I'll be doing a video on how to repair a rudder cable. And I wish I hadn't pulled it through. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to undo these two screws and take the lid off so we can get to the rudder setup. And to do that we just take these, they're just self-tapper screws out, and we've got to cut this bead of silicone that goes around. And then we've got to pull the cable back through the body because I mistakenly took it out when I was out on the water when I really shouldn't have. I should have just left it alone and checked it when I got back, but at least we know it's not a broken cable. Okay. Just undo these two screws. And these are actually for, you can actually put bungee cords through them. See, they got little slots here where you can run bungee cords, or you can run rope for an anchor pulley if you want to put an anchor trolley on there. And yeah. And now I just use a bent razor blade and I just go around and cut the silicone. Go. Here, let's see if we can lever it up, which we can. Just get in there and cut it a little bit more. There we go. Yeah. Now with this one I used it was a Sika marine sealer. Yeah, just gave a good seal. As you can see, it's salt water and WD-40, I think. Most of that's WD-40. Yeah. So you can see the rudder works off a pivot arm and just a bracket, and that little crimp right there let go on the other side. So now we've got to put the cable back through, and I'll go get the crimps and then we'll put them back on. So it shouldn't be too hard, but I hope. So I've gone ahead and put a piece of fishing line, fairly thick stuff, this is 80-pound leader, just put it through, and there's a tube that runs all the way up the middle of the kayak to where the actual cable goes in. So I'm just going to cut it, and then I'm going to tie the cable. Just going to tie the cable to the line and drag the cable back through, and yeah, should be happy days, I hope. Okay, so turns out I had to ditch the fishing line idea because the cable wouldn't run through with the fishing line attached because it was just too thick. So I managed to, well, it doesn't look like I managed to cut the frayed end off and run it down, and I successfully got it through. But now we have to attach it to the rudder itself, and yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue. So because the crimps that I got, the crimping pliers, are a bit large. As these are just electrical crimping pliers that I borrowed from a guy at work. I think they should do the job okay. I'm hoping. We'll see. Okay, so I've gone and threaded the crimp over the cable, and I've put the cable through the rudder mount, and it was just these double crimps that I got from Sport Fishing Scene. They're for I don't know if you can see, they're for 2.7mm wire trace, but they fit these just snug. So, and pretty cheap for a big pack. It's only about $8.50, I think it was. And yeah, so hopefully I can get it to work. But I did. Oh, there it is. That's what's left of the lovely stealth crimp that they give you. That wouldn't hold a flight of shit. You see how corroded it is? It's delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this crimped up, and we might do the other side. We'll see how we go. But yeah, so I've gone ahead and crimped it. Now that wraparound comes about halfway up the crimp, so yeah, there's not really any reason to crimp the whole, to clamp the whole crimp. So yeah, and now I've just gone and adjusted the foot pedal. They give you an adjustment through the cord through here, which leads down, because I thought I was going to run out of cable, which I thankfully didn't. And at full tension, they yeah, the rudder runs straight, so it's beautiful. Still tossing up whether to do this other crimp, but I'll just check it. It doesn't look too great, does it? Sorry for the shit lighting. I'm doing it semi in the dark in the shed, so there we go. Yeah, it looks a bit yuck, so I might just take that one off and re-crimp it. So I've gone ahead and changed both the crimps over. The other one was looking a bit daggy as well, so I changed them both over, and when I go out on the water next, I'll readjust all my foot pedals and make sure everything's alright and correct. And yeah, but all this water is coming in from the tubes that the cable runs to, because the water splashes in and travels down and ends up here, and unfortunately, because the rudder's sealed, it doesn't drain away, so it's a bit gross, and there's not really a whole bunch you can do about it. So yeah, just in there. And those crimps look nice and tight. Now they should last the season, and if they don't, we'll change them out again, because I've got heaps. Alright guys, now when it comes time to sealing up your hatches or your rudder bay, whatever you want to call it, your rudder hatch as well, you have to use something with a bit of flex. Something that's going to be waterproof, something that's mold resistant. I'd choose Sikaflex marine adhesive, because it's obviously designed for marine environments, but it also has a little bit of flex, because the kayak is a fiberglass kayak, and plastic kayaks too, most kayaks. There's always going to be a bit of flex in them when they're going over waves, or you're pulling them over sand and stuff like that. And if there's no flex in the adhesive, it'll split, and then you'll get water leaks. So anything that's designed for marine applications will do the job. I've finished sealing it up, and that's what it looks like. I've just put the lid back on, and I've wiped sealer in and around, just in there, just to fill up the gap, and then just wiped it off with a prep wash or a wax and grease remover. I just bought the motor spray one from Super Cheap, because it's a good product, but for 4 litres it's way cheap. Thanks for watching, and I'm heading out on Saturday for a paddle from Sellex to Brighton, and hopefully we'll get onto some nice snook and some squid. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.